Hey traders, welcome back. I had a quick message I wanted to share with you and the importance of having a plan. I had a student last month that flew out here to Salt Lake City to spend 2 days with me, and we traded together side by side for those 2 days. And one of the days was a really, really ugly day. And, I just did my thing. It's what I'm used to doing. It's what I've done for the last almost 40 years now, and it just kind of becomes perfunctory or just kind of what you do. You don't think a lot about it. And he was absolutely blown away about how we approached that day. And so I wanted to share that epiphany that he got, because he spent a lot of money to come out and spend 2 days with me. You don't need to do that. I'll give it to you for free right now. Okay, I hope that I can adequately explain his epiphany, because again, sometimes you get so deep in the weeds on something that you really lose focus or perspective. And I feel like at certain times I'm a pretty good instructor or teacher of trading principles, and at other times I'm horrible because again, I'm so deep in the weeds, and it's maybe a setup or a trade or an approach that I've done a million times. And it just kind of becomes something that you just get used to. And as I mentioned, I had one of our members of our trading room paid some money to come out and spend 2 days with me, 3 days and 2 nights with me. And we traded for 2 days together and had some good conversations. But one of those days was an ugly, ugly day in the marketplace, and my net lick went down. In other words, my account value went down on that day, and we fought and we fought and we fought all day to do the best that we could. And you hate to see that. Someone's paid money to come out and watch you trade, and you end up losing money on that day, and you're like, oh boy, is this guy going to find any value in what he just experienced or not? And he absolutely loved it. And so I wanted to kind of talk about his epiphany, because I think it applies to so many of us, and myself included. And that's that you got to have a plan. The plan is to have a plan before you need a plan. When your trades work, there is nothing to say or do. I can just pat you on the back and say, good job, go do it again. I mean, we feel like we're brilliant. We feel like we're geniuses. We've mastered the market. We're making money. But really, the fact of the matter is we're just along for the ride. It's on those ugly days that you really start to see, hey, number one, I need a plan. And number two, I need to stick with it, because it's the ugly days that we really need that help. So talking about that again, I do love this quote: have a plan, follow the plan. You'll be surprised how successful you can be. Most people don't have a plan. That's why it's easy to beat most folks. Most traders I talk to do not have a game plan. We have a very specific game plan that we follow in our live trading room. And that's what gives us confidence. So this is the day that I was referring to. It was October the 3rd. We had a 300-point drop in the NASDAQ. We had a fairly positive delta in our portfolio. So our portfolio was getting beat up pretty good on this particular day. And we fought and fought and fought that day. You can see that on that particular day, I did 160 trades. Now a lot of them were just in and outs and restructurings, but 160 trades on that particular day. My net lick dropped. My account value went down that day, but we were still able to generate about $3,000 after fees and commissions. We were able to generate about $3,000 of cash flow that day on about $277,000 of buying power. So, one of the mantras that we have in our live trading room is just trade to trade well. We can't control what the market's going to do. We can't control, whether it's going to be up or down on a daily basis, but we can control us and how we approach that and what we do with it and how we trade that. And I think that's ultimately the key at the end of the day. And that's what I told him as we were, going through just trade after trade after trade that day. I said, hey, I don't know where we're going to end up on net lick today because I largely don't have a lot of control over that. But I certainly have control with what we can do in the moment. And we're going to try to generate as much cash flow as we can in the moment. And of course, it ended up, bouncing right back for us on the net lick. But in the meantime, we generated $3,000 in cash flow on that day. And that's really the key. I think it was JFK that is sort of recognized with this quote. The quote's actually a little off. It doesn't actually mean what it says here. But the quote is, the Chinese use two brushstrokes to write the word crisis. One brushstroke stands for danger. The other stands for opportunity. And in a crisis, be aware of the danger, but also recognize that it is an opportunity. We probably would not have been able to generate a $3,000 cash flow in one day if there was not danger, if there was not opportunity in the marketplace, if things were not bouncing around. But I like this quote or this approach a little bit better. Number one is be cognizant of where you're at. Understand what the risks and rewards of your trades are. Another one of our mantras is we hope for the best and expect the worst. We enter every one of our trades expecting ourselves to be wrong. And understanding what that risk is and having a plan. Again, it's back to a plan. Do everything that you can do and then just let the chips fall where they may. When you have a plan in place and you're looking at your trades and you're like, yeah, I hope I got 30 of these trades going on. I hope they work, but I'm expecting them not to. And I have a plan. I know how to approach them. That helps you get what we like to refer to as stoic equanimity in the marketplaces. It gives you that calmness, that peace of mind. And so you don't do crazy knee-jerk reactions and revenge trade or, get whipsawed in a trade back and forth, things that you see happen so often. So again, I think the better Chinese definition has to do with agility and resourcefulness. Agility means when that turning point comes, you want to add quickness in, right? When you see an opportunity, you want to be quick about taking action on it. Having a game plan, having a plan of attack can help you understand how to do that so that you're not, running numbers and trying to figure out whether or not a trade makes sense or not. You already know that because it's in your plan of action. Resourcefulness is when you attach wisdom to that turning point. We just went through a period here. We have one of our trades called the IWM Millionaire Maker. It has averaged over 50% return over the last 4 years. And I guess the big claim to fame, which I should probably stop mentioning because it's just going to curse the trade, but we've never had a losing setup in that trade. We've never had taken a single loss in that trade in 4 years. We had to chase the heck out of that trade this past month because we did hit a turning point in the Russell, and it did create some danger. And so we had to chase that trade a little bit for the first time in a long time. It's been probably back to March or April of this year since we've had to chase it as much as we did. Well, what was the end result of that? We ended up close to a 10% return for this past month on that trade. Now, again, remember, this is a trade that's designed to make 1% a week. So 4% a month, 48% a year would be right on track for where our goals and pro forma are. We had a 10% month on that particular trade. And it was because there was a lot of danger and we had a plan. We knew how to handle that turning point when it came. So I do think that the combined effect of these is even more enlightening than the oft-touted danger plus opportunity mean, because today think we do find ourselves facing sort of perilous situations in the marketplace. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of elements at play in the market right now. We're situated at, I think, a big inflection point. I think this market gives up the ghost and you see an ugly, ugly finish to the end of this year, or it powers higher to getting close to where it was February, March of this year, and we get back to that yearly high level. But we're definitely at an inflection point right now where there's many things that, you know, progress in a variety of different directions. What do? You know, how do you approach that? You got to have a plan. You got to have a plan. In a crisis, we must remain cognizant of the danger and then just do everything that we can on our end to drive for a positive outcome. We can't control everything in the marketplace, but we can control some things. And that's primarily how you and I respond to the market. So if you want to come check us out, you can go to our live trading room. That's tradelivewithus.com. And you and I will do a one-on-one Zoom together. We'll make sure that it's something that you're committed to, capable of, have the desire to put in the work and the effort to get these results. And if it's the right fit for you, we'll love to have you in the trading room. I just posted our update for our results for our passive investing asset allocation model. That's tryatmforfree.com. That's investing. It's not trading. It's a whole different ball of wax, but it's been amazing. 3 years of absolutely just trouncing the market with this program. If you want to come scalp with us, we have had some tremendous success with our scalping. Every Tuesday, Thursday, we scalp the Qs. Ended up well, I'll tell you right now. I'll grab our last 2 performance results for this week. On the 7th, we did 1 scalp. That was it. 1 scalp, $900 profit. Done in 8 minutes on Tuesday. Today, we're already done. Did a little bit more activity today. We had 8 total trades for a total end of profit for the day, $1,155. We shoot for that $500 to $1,000 a day in scalping. That is not pie in the sky. We're pretty upset. We're pretty frustrated if we can't hit at least $500 in a day. And again, we're probably on average closer to the 500 a day than the 1,000 a day. But, you know, again, you can see we hit 900 on Tuesday. We hit $1,155 profit today. So if you have not tried scalping the Qs, I think that you could, you know, well, let's put it this way. We started this in July, and we've added close to $18,000 of income in our pocket net after everything is said and done. Might be worth a try. Might be worth a try. If you are not part of our program, you're not really in a place just mentally where you can commit yourself to a high-level regimented trading system, but you still have some questions that you want to ask, feel free. You can go to askyourtradingquestions.com, ask me a question there, and I can work with you individually through that platform. Okay? If you want to get in touch with me, you can go to scottstewartcontacts.com. Love to chat with you guys at any time. So thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Hope you're all doing well in your trading. We just wanted to share that epiphany with you guys. Make sure you got a plan. That's the key.